Hi, Easton. I'm Kristine Ullman. I'm the Youth Services Librarian at the Easton Public Library, and welcome to Easton Library Community Book Chat. So joining us today is the amazing media specialist from Samuel Staples Elementary School. It's Kristine Castaldo. Hi, Kristine.
Good morning. Thanks for inviting me.
Yay, I'm so glad you could come.
I'm glad as well.
So how's things over at SSCS these days?
Oh, things are awesome. The students are back in the media center, so we're so excited this year. And they're busy building and creating in our innovation space, and they're busy checking out many new books. We added 300 books to our collection just this fall.
That's really fantastic. 300 new books. Wow. And what do you have at the innovation space?
Well, in the innovation space, we have a bunch of hands-on activities for our students to be able to build and create and work together. We have some high-tech items like Osmo and Ozobot, and we have some low-tech items that students really enjoy using, like the Kiva planks or shape magnets. And our students just love to share making rainbow loom bracelets and just working together and sharing their passion for creating.
Yeah, it's so creative. I mean, a library in general, I find, is a very creative place. But with the addition of that innovation space and all those items there, yeah, it's even more so.
Yeah, it's just such a great thing. Libraries are no longer the quiet places that we used to go to when we were young children. They're now just full of fun and excitement, and we have just students who just pop in regularly, even just daily, to just stop by and see what we have going on.
That's great. I love that. So we're going to talk about a great book today that you chose to speak about, and I'm sure you have it at the media center there in Samuel Staples, and we have it too at the Easton Library, and it's called The Little House.
Although your book looks a lot newer than my books. This is actually a copy that I donated. This is a book, The Little House, that my husband used to read to my two boys when they were babies, and it was one of his favorites, so it became one of my favorites.
I love that. This one is not that new though, because in the back, It's got this really old checkout stamp when we used to use that to check out the books, and the date on it is, the earliest one I see is 80, no, it's looks like it's the early 90s.
Do you still use the checkout stamps there in Easton Public Library?
We don't. We have a scanner, and we just scan the barcode, and we don't do the stamps anymore. Do you guys do the stamps?
We don't, but the students get so excited. They love to ask me what that piece of paper is and how that was used.
I know. It's kind of that must be a great little lesson to teach them when they ask.
It certainly is, and we have a old card catalog in the back office that sometimes we walk them in just to show them, before the scanner and before the integration of technology, what we used to do and the means that we went through to check out a book.
Yeah, that's right. It was a lot different.
Right.
So this book it's definitely an older book. Let's see, what's the copyright 1942. So we're talking classic picture book here.
It is an old classic, and I share this with the students every year as one of my favorite books and explain to them why I really enjoy this book. I talk about just industrialization and how different towns have changed so much over the year, even the city of Shelton where I grew up, and having one little grocery store and now having just so many grocery stores and restaurants there on Bridgeport Avenue. Just coming here to Easton and really enjoying the lack of industrialization and the beauty of the little houses that are still in their beautiful little spots, not affected by much industrialization.
Yeah, I guess we're kind of like the town at the end where when they pick up the little house out of the city that's grown up around it and take it out to the country again. Maybe we're that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So what about The Little House really strikes you, besides that you read it to your sons when they were little, and that always makes for, wonderful memories. But what else about the book do you love?
Well, as I mentioned before, Mr. Castaldo is in the construction business. So there's often times when we have to really stop and reflect about what our building and our progress is doing to the environment. And yeah, I have a situation where Mr. Castaldo was working on site, and a homeowner was adding an addition, and they removed a tree, just this beautiful little pine tree, and just planned on leaving it on the side of the road. And that tree is now grown beautifully in my backyard, because we just he took that tree home. And just stopping and reflecting on just some of the decisions that we're making and how that might affect things in our environment.
Yeah, that's a great point. I love that you have a rescue tree. That's
Yeah,
great.
I
Um,
love them.
um, and that's a thing that I think children now, like in 1942, think of what like a radical idea the little house must have been, of the, building up the city. And I don't think that there's ever, like, environmentalism as a word probably wasn't even around then, or if it was, it wasn't often used. But it's kind of radical, I think, for 1942.
Yeah, and even just how exciting it might have been. We're going to personify the house, but just how exciting it may have been for that first road to get put in, and then eventually thinking about, it's not so exciting to have all these big buildings all around us, and we've lost something with building these buildings.
Yeah, it's interesting. So what do you like to read, Kristine?
I like to read a variety. My students are always really interested to hear that I've never read a Harry Potter book. I'm
I haven't
not,
either.
you haven't either?
I haven't.
No, and most students, when they begin perusing the whole library collection, the students in the lower grades go right to the Harry Potter book, thinking, that's the book that they want to read. But I explain to them, if that's not a book that you really enjoy, you want to leave those books for students who may enjoy those books. And I explain that I really don't enjoy Harry Potter. I started to try to read the series, and I'm not interested in fantasy books.
Mhm.
I do like more biographies and memoirs. We just ordered a collection of books called Little People, and just about new biographies to add to our collection about young children and their lives, to get them to do what they actually have done. So really on the side, probably at home, I just ordered a copy of the new Nicholas Sparks book, Wish. So I'm hoping to spend some time this weekend reading that book. But I do enjoy some fiction titles and some biographies and memoirs.
Yeah, that's interesting. Um, I have three kids, and two of them big fantasy lovers, and the third, no, just not so much. She really prefers reading realistic. She says, I want to read about kids like me.
Ah,
There's something for everybody. I mean, I do enjoy fantasy, but for whatever reason, just never got around to even picking up a Harry Potter book, because I guess my kids weren't really into it. If they had been, I would have probably read it. But those are just so beloved also. It's like there really is something for everybody.
yeah, and I also share with the students that I have two boys that are college age now, but my older son had this great collection of books, really the Goosebumps titles, and he liked really scary stories, and he did like fantasy titles. And we saved those books for my younger son, who honestly had no desire to read those books. He likes more historical fiction books, and even reading about sports heroes.
Yeah, interesting, right?
Yeah, so just being okay with reading what you really, really enjoy, and not reading what other people are reading just to feel like you have to.
That's a great listen. Just because it's popular doesn't mean it's for you, you
We
know?
have 14,000 books here in our collection at SSES, and I always tell the students there's something there for them.
Yeah,
Just come see us and we'll help you find it. But we have 14,000 titles, and that's the reason. We
yeah,
all have different preferences.
that's right. That is so cool. I love that. I mean, it's such a great library you have there. It's such a beautiful space, and it's such a fantastic school. And, we're really in Easton so lucky to have you guys.
Thank you. We enjoyed having you here over the summer for our summer enrichment program. That was fabulous.
That was
You have
so
the
fun.
program. Yeah, you held a program once a week with the students who signed up for the summer enrichment. I actually taught a STEAM course over the summer, which was a week-long course where the students were building and creating such things as wind power cars with Gatorade caps and wooden skewers and cardboard roller coasters. We had little small groups working together to build these cardboard roller coasters and testing them out with their marbles and then readjusting and readjusting.
Yeah, that's amazing. I just that they have the opportunity to do things like that. I love it, and that we offer that in Easton.
And that's because we have a supportive board who supports our programs here and helps us add to our library collection. And that's super important.
Yeah, it's great. Well, Kristine, thank you for talking with me today. It was great.
Thank you for reaching out to me. I'm just so glad that you reached out and I had the opportunity to meet with you.
Yeah, me too. Well, I hope to see you in person again soon.
I'm sure we will.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye, Easton, from the Easton Public Library. Bye.